Welcome to the fourth ever episode of the Passport Chronicles podcast. And this is a very special episode because I'm here with Novia.
Alma.
And today we're going to talk about Mexico. And this is a very special episode because this is the first time that we'll be talking about a place where I've actually been there. I actually spent a whole month in Mexico. She's Mexican. She is a Mexican citizen. She lived there her whole life. And now we're going to find out everything. We're going to find out everything you need to know before you need to go to Mexico, what's true, what's not true. And since I've been there as well, in her city for a month, it should be a very interesting discussion. And also, I will say right now, we are in San Jose, Costa Rica, which is very interesting because this is the second San Jose I filmed an episode in. The first ever San Jose was episode number 2. Check that out, where I interviewed my friend from prison. He was there for 4 years. And now we're in San Jose, Costa Rica on vacation. So, Alma, when I say the word Mexico, what is the first thing that comes to your mind?
Wow, deep question. We have a hard start. Mexico. I don't know, the first thing that it came to my mind, it was law.
Okay,
I love my country.
I've worn this long enough, it's coming off. Okay, we're gonna talk about this guy later. Alright. The first thing that comes to mind when I think about Mexico, of course, is me Novia.
Yes.
But before we met, the first thing that came to mind for Mexico is food. And as an American, I think we have such a loaded concept of Mexico because there's so much that we're told, so much the media has told us about, and so much that is just flat out not true. And, let's get into it. Let's start off with some of the first things that are not true about Mexico. Number 1, everyone says Mexico is really dangerous. What do you think about that?
I think that Mexico, all the places in the world are, dangerous in some point.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously there's places in Mexico that they're very dangerous, but the most of the places are like normal, like a normal country in the real world. So not necessarily has to be a dangerous country if you obviously go with with your cell phone and with your money in the street. That is not recommended, but I will not say that it's a dangerous country. You just need to check out.
I totally agree. And you're from Guadalajara, and I think it's an amazing city. And would you say that you've ever felt like you were in danger when you were in Guadalajara?
In some places, I've lived there for my whole life. I have 26 years, and I've been there for my whole life. Yes, there's places that they are dangerous, obviously. But in the places that I live and the places that I go often, no, I feel safe. At least that it's a hard place, nighttime,
Okay, and so you said there's some places in your city that aren't safe. This is a very interesting question for me since I spent a month there. Maybe I went there and I didn't even know they're unsafe. What are some places in Guadalajara or the whole Guadalajara area that you think are unsafe?
That's funny because actually you told me a story. I will say real quick that he actually went to one of the most dangerous places at night. He was literally there the full night walking on the streets. I think you have cash, I don't know, a lot of money in cash.
$100.
Yes, and cash. And he was walking because, in Mexico, the center of Mexico at night might be a little dangerous because there's a lot of shelters for homeless people. And so the people went to the center at night and they stayed there. It might be a bit dangerous because there's homeless people. But this guy went there the full night and the most dangerous place of Guadalajara. He walked all night there and nothing happened to him. I will never do that. I live there. I will never do something like that. And he did that. He didn't even know that it was dangerous. So.
And I will say part of it is because when I travel abroad, I don't dress like this. I dress like I'm homeless, so that makes myself not a target. As you can see, she's very beautiful, so if she did the same thing that I did, chances are high that there might be a different outcome. Very interesting.
But you still look like a foreign, even though you were not wearing like nice clothes or anything, you look like a foreign, and people know that if there's a foreign, So with this, we may say that no, it's not dangerous at all.
Okay, okay. And then, very interesting. So the next misconception a lot of Americans have about Mexico is that narcos are everywhere.
Wow.
What do you think about that?
Okay, I have to admit that yes, unfortunately, our government is not the best. So they allowed a lot of things happen there without people knowledge. However, you will never see a narco in your life. If you go to Mexico, you will never see a narco in your life. You will never see what it's about. You will never. I mean, you will never experiment any kind of experience that it's related with the narco. It's just like the population says, and I mean, you can obviously buy drugs and everything, but like in every country in the world.
And I think she's right. I mean, when I was there, I never ever once encountered a narco. Never once like, oh, that guy right there, Juan Ramirez right there, that's a narco. Nope, that never happened. And now I want to talk about another thing I want to talk about the first thing that really surprised me about Mexico is how friendly the people are. And now that we're in Costa Rica, I have to expand that to probably Latin America in general. Like, I mean, it's amazing how like easy it is to make friends here. Like, I'm really blown away. Like, I'll tell a story now, but the first day I spent in Guadalajara, I sat down at a bar, and I actually met her friend. His name is Dario. Hi, Dario. You're the best. We got some gifts for you from Costa Rica. Don't worry. And but we just became great friends. And then like my last weekend there, he's like, we're at a bar, and he's like, hey, I have a pretty girlfriend, like a pretty friend that's a girl. Do you want to meet her? I'm like, yeah, of course I want to meet her. And then when I saw her, I was like, wow. Mi nuevo novia. And then now here we are, later in Costa Rica, and things are great.
I guess it was destiny. I don't know.
Of course. Okay, but yeah, what are your experiences in Latin America of people being friendly?
Well, it's just I have to say that Latinos in general, we are warm people. We are like people that really cares. We are empathic people. For example, as I told you before, I think that the most strong love in the whole life is the love of a mother. So in Mexico and Latin America in general, the moms are like, even though if it's not your mom, if you see like that you're sick, that you're hungry, that that you're cold, he will say like, hey, mijo, hey, son, take, do you want some soup? Do you want frijoles? Even though there's people that sometimes they don't even have themselves what to eat. Like for example, if they don't have like the full menu and everything to offer you, they will always offer you a plate of soup, a taco of frijoles. It was always something like really Latino. Like mothers cannot see you without with cold, or you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So that's the thing about it. Our moms really teach us how to be a warm people, a friendly people, because they just do it because of love, and they just teach us in that way. And I don't know. That's how we grow with love. So that's how we are. I mean, we can show our love. Feeding someone, or just giving up a shit for the cold, But yes, I mean, that's how I think that's how we are, because our mom loved us so much, and we grew with that love, like that Latino mom, that we're like that.
I think it's amazing. I mean, especially because, in Mexico, all the times of all the friends I've made, or even in Costa Rica. Like a few days ago, we were on the street, and then a guy just started talking to us, and he went to the bar with us, and then I was like, I don't know, this is a really interesting experience. Or even last night, we were at a restaurant, and we were like, we don't know what these are on the menu. And then the guy in line next to us was like, oh yeah, this is this is that, this is that. And then even when he got us his food, he's like, oh look, this is what I told you about. And I was like, wow, this is cool. And I gotta say, like, it's so interesting because the Latinos in Latin America are so much more friendly than the Latinos in America. Like, I mean, in my experience, like, I've never, ever gone to, like, a bar or something, and there's, like, a Latino person who just starts talking to me, and we become friends. And that was so mind blowing to me. And another thing that's mind blowing to me, I'm really interested in your opinion on this, is the begging.
What?
Like the begging, like people asking for money.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like I mean, the begging I saw in Mexico was like honestly mind blowing. Okay, for starters, I remember the first time it happened. I was with my new friend, our friend Dario, and we were in a bar, and like this 10-year-old kid walked in, and I was like, what? Like in America, 10-year-old kids are not allowed in bars. Like that never happens. I've been to 6 countries now, and that's the only place I've ever seen it happen. And like I think he was just asking for money, and Dario was like, "All right, get out of here." And like 30 minutes later, this other guy comes in, he starts trying to like sell us jewelry and stuff. And okay, here's a funny story about begging, one that I actually like. So I was at the worst sushi restaurant of my life. We gotta talk about Mexican sushi later. It's horrible. I gotta say, it's horrible. She made that face because she doesn't eat mariscos. Well, yeah. So I was at this Mexican restaurant, really horrible. Mexican sushi is all like deep fried and not authentic. And then in comes a homeless guy. I'm at a sushi restaurant. In comes a homeless guy, and he sells me an empanada. I cannot believe it. Like, I mean, imagine you own a restaurant, and then someone else comes inside and starts selling food. Like think about how.
I mean, for me, it's like a normal thing because, I mean, it's just like at the start, he just came like, "Hey, you want a cookie?"
Interessante. Okay.
I mean, that's obviously good from the restaurants. I mean, the most of the restaurants were not allowed to people go in.
Oh, only some allow them to come in. I didn't know that. I thought it was like all.
In a few. I mean, there's a lot of like places that they're not allowed, but the most of them, it's just as you say, it's humanity. You know, I mean, there are people that it's like looking for something to eat. I'm pretty sure that the owners are not. They don't allow to the managers to allow to do that, but I'm pretty sure that it's just for humanity because they say that the kids are hungry or people are hungry. I mean, they just allow it. I'm not agree with that. I mean, as you say, as Dario, it's not that we are a bad person or that we want to kick them off. It's just like if you just give them, they will be like in India sometimes, you know, they will say like, hey, he has money and he will came to you. So yes, I mean, that is an awful part and it's not any good at all, but at the end of the day, what you can do if you feed them, you will just keep increasing the problem. So
I agree. You cannot get rid of a rat problem with honey.
And that's why they keep doing it because you give them. So that's it.
I really like your perspective. And to finish the story, when he sold me the empanada was actually better than that trash sushi. I know, which is so ridiculous. And then, final begging story. I was at my favorite restaurant in Guadalajara, Birria Las Nueve Esquinas. Yeah, which is also her dad's favorite. Hi.
It's my dad's favorite.
Yeah, and so I was there, and I thought they hired a mariachi band. I was like, wow, that's very cool. And so I saw them playing and stuff like that. And then at the end, I couldn't believe it. They sent like the oldest guy in the band to come to me and beg for money, and I was like, whoa, this is crazy.
Okay. That was not like beg for money at all. That was like, I mean, if you go and they say like, oh, I'll sing for you, I mean, you will have to pay. That's not for free, ever.
Okay, interesting.
So, if you say yes song and they play a song, it will be like 350 pesos. Something like that.
Wow, so it would have been a lot more if I chose a song.
Yes.
I'm glad I don't know any Mexican songs.
Yes, I mean, if you go to Mexico and you ask for music, you always have to pay, and it's not cheap at all.
Okay, that's good to know. You heard it here first. Okay.
We like music.
One of the main reasons why I went to Mexico in the first place is the food. Oh, I can talk about Mexican food forever. What is your favorite Mexican food?
Oh, that's a deep question. I mean, my favorite, there's something called tacos of tripas. You know, it's the belly of the cow.
Not the belly. It's more like the intestines.
Intestines, yes. Yeah. I mean, I don't like seafood. I think that I have like a peculiar. Do you say peculiar?
Yeah.
It's a word. Okay.
Yeah.
Like a peculiar type of of taste. But
you mean particular?
Particular.
Peculiar.
Peculiar.
Oh man, this is embarrassing. Peculiar. All right, whatever. The first word. I know the first word that means weird. Peculiar. Oh, that's embarrassing. Forget I said that. I might cut this. Oh well. Yeah, but the first one means weird. The second one is particular, like specific.
Yeah, particular because I mean I don't like seafood, but I like so much those tacos of tripa that is intestine of a cow. I mean it's obviously a really good cooked and everything, but you know in a taco with her respective guacamole and salt and lemon.
Your guacamole is amazing.
It was the first time I made a guacamole for someone else. I mean, I always cook for me, but I never make for someone else. I mean, that's just like a parenthesis.
Gracias, mi novia. Okay, continue.
Okay, so yes, my favorite food must be that the tacos of tripa. It's the best. I know, but I mean, if we talk about Mexican food, we can say like pozole, mole, sopes. I mean, there's an infinity, and I mean, as we're here in Costa Rica, I came here like with a really like, I mean, because I'm Mexican, because our food is amazing. But I mean, I'm open to eat another meals like here. It's really good too.
Yeah, I will say before I went to Mexico, my favorite Mexican food was probably burritos and
It's not even so Mexican.
I know we're gonna get into that. Trust me. Burritos and probably birria. And now that I left Mexico, my favorite dishes are barbacoa. I love barbacoa so much. I love consome so much. I love guacamole so much more now. And I still love tlayudas. Those are amazing. Those are from Oaxaca. We're gonna get into states later. And Harache. I had that like a week ago with her. It was amazing. It was amazing. I remember I just saw it on the menu, and it's like, how would you describe a Harache?
Huarache, okay, we might say like, we make tortillas of masa. That's the name of the primary ingredient. So instead of make a tortilla, a shape of a tortilla, you make like a shape of a huarache. A huarache is like something that you put in your shoes to walk, you know,
It's
like
bigger,
a sandal.
It's bigger. Yeah, it's bigger.
You know, so instead of make a tortilla, you just make the shape of a huarache. And in the huarache, you put there like a lot of meat, like a lot of bacon, cheese.
So good,
like it depends, but yes, I mean it's practically like a tortilla, kind of a tortilla made shoe, fried and with a lot of carne and salsa cheese.
Yeah. And since we're talking about food, mi novia es de Jalisco, Guadalajara. Jalisco is famous for tortas ahogada. Amazing.
Tequila mariachi.
Yeah. Tortas ahogada is basically like a torta, so it's like a sandwich, and it has like pork and like onions, right?
I mean, yes, it's like a sandwich. I mean, it has pork inside. You can eat like meat.
Yeah.
And it has and it's like literally dipped on sauce.
Yeah, you dip it in sauce, and then my favorite is the spicy sauce you put on top of it. Amazing! And then when you get it fresh, it's so good. Best meal I ever had under $10 was torta ahogadas and micaye in Laquepaque. I'm gonna talk about Laquepaque later. And then so I had like a torta ahogada, like a whole one, like under $10. We gotta talk about Dorados tacos too. I love Dorados tacos. So Dorados tacos are like the Jack in the Box tacos, the deep fried ugly ones, mystery meat ones. But in Mexico, they're amazing. I had some of the best tacos of my life for 6 pesos each. I miss them so much. 6 pesos each at the time of this recording is 30 cents, which is like unheard of in America. Where I'm looking at you, San Francisco, you're selling tacos for $5. Shame on you.
Tacos for $5, and I'm pretty sure they're not any good.
You're right.
Sorry if someone got offended by that.
They're American, of course they did.
I don't care.
But yeah,
Okay,
I love the tacos.
I don't want to be canceled.
I love the tacos in Mexico. There's so many different kind of tacos they don't even have here, like gringa tacos. So what is that, like a taco with cheese?
Gringa, yes. I mean, it's just like a tortilla with the meat and the cheese. That's like.
Or isn't there usually 2 tortillas?
Yeah, it depends.
Okay. Yeah, and they're big too. I like them, big and cheap. And then we have to talk about the meat. There's so many meats that they don't have in America, and it's a shame. Like arrachera.
Barbacoa.
No, they have barbacoa. Some
Al
places.
Pastor,
No, they have Al Pastor.
Buche,
They don't have Buche.
Suadero,
Sudero, they don't have that.
Cachete,
They don't have that.
Ay,
What is the name in Spanish?
Ojo,
No.
Ay,
Yeah, they don't have that.
Tuétano, well, tuétano you have,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's the bone, the...
Oh yeah, they don't have that. They have Tuetano tacos.
Tuétano, the meat, I mean, what is
The bone
inside?
marrow?
Yes.
They have tacos with that?
Yes.
I need that.
Of course.
Alright, keep going.
I don't know, buche, suadero, carnaza, lengua, tongue.
They have lengua, yeah.
What else?
I don't. Oh, okay. I'll get into it. Well,
Adobada.
I mean, they have adobada. Okay, so if you want me to talk more in depth about this, you can see my video, 24 tacos in 24 hours. I literally eat 24 different types of tacos, and that just shows that's just one drop in the ocean of all the different types of tacos in Mexico. That doesn't even get into breakfast tacos, vegan tacos. I didn't even have chicken in that video. Didn't even have fish in that video. There's so much more. I had octopus tacos. Amazing. I mean, Mexican food is incredible. I love it so much. I could eat it every day, no problemo. And then, that's right, guacamole con chapulines. I like it a lot. Chapulines, the grasshoppers. What do you think about it?
I don't like chapulines because they have bugs.
You don't like any bugs?
No.
Okay.
I will never be able to try it. I mean, if I look them and if I see that they have, the paws,
yeah,
and I mean it will be crunchy. You hate cockroaches. I can't believe how can you eat those. I mean, no.
Interesante. Okay. Let's see.
Weird guy.
Okay, so you're from Jalisco.
Sí.
Would you say Jalisco is the best state in Mexico?
Sí.
¿Por qué? That means why?
We have everything in Jalisco. Okay, the most things that you know about Mexico, what is like the traditional things like mariachi, tequila,
Oh, is he from Jalisco?
The fights are original from Mexico in general. There's no special place I mean for Mexico City.
Okay.
There's not in a special place as the fights are made.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, I mean the most famous thing like the mariachi, like the tequila, like the tortas ahogadas, like the most beautiful girls ever.
That's true. Muy hermosa.
No. I mean it's not for being like that, but it's just if you go to any other part of Mexico, you will not see so many beautiful girls as in Jalisco, in Jalisco, Guadalajara. I mean, you can realize it's even though I'm a girl, I can see when a girl is pretty, beautiful, and I can say that in Guadalajara, it's the most beautiful girls in Mexico.
I will say that's definitely true. Most girls in America or most Mexican girls in America are not from Jalisco. Mm-hmm. And I mean, if she lived in America, I don't know if we would have met.
I don't know.
but okay. Yeah, what else? Keep going.
So when you go to Mexico, like the main cities are City of Mexico, Guadalajara, or Monterrey.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, City of Mexico, it's like Guadalajara, but 3 times bigger. Monterrey, it's nice, but it's just But Guadalajara, I think that it's like the main. That someone, if you really go to Mexico and you really want to know what about Mexico, you have to go to Guadalajara. I think that's why it's because of the best, and I'm not the only one who says.
I totally agree. I mean, I was in Guadalajara for a month. I mean, if you want to go to Guadalajara, I would say a month is a bit long. I think 2 weeks is good. And then, I mean, Jalisco is so big, you can spend 2 months in Guadalajara, a week in Puerto Vallarta.
Yes, I mean, you can go to Puerto Vallarta, you can go to Chapala, Jijic, I mean, there's
Can you tell them about Chapala?
Huh?
Tell the people about Chapala.
Oh, Chapala, it's actually a place that there only live Americans. I mean, it's like
I have not been there.
Well, he hasn't been there. But I mean, it's a really beautiful place. It has a really big lake. And it's famous because the most of the Americans or Canadians, they go to retire there. Like, for example, retire and live their own lives there. So we call a gentrified place because it's not dollarized yet, but it's about to be,
Okay.
because it's the most of the population there. It's Americans,
Mhm.
and I mean, yes, it's a really quiet place. It's a really nice. They have a lot of restaurants. It's fancy. So yes, I mean, our Masamita that there's like veins on the woods. I mean, beach. I mean, we have everything here. I mean, if you want to go to the beach, you want to go to hike to the mountains. If you want to go to party, if you want to, I mean, we have everything in Jalisco.
And yeah, tequila's from Jalisco, from the town of Tequila, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Tequila. I mean,
Mhm.
it's just for being tequila. It has a denomination of origin.
Yeah, it's from Tequila.
It's
the
from
city of
tequila. I mean,
right?
if
Yeah.
you cannot do tequila in any other place,
Mhm.
not even in Mexico. I mean, if you do tequila outside of Mexico, it doesn't name tequila.
Yeah.
It has to be in Jalisco in
Mhm.
order for it to be named tequila.
And if you like mezcal, that's from Oaxaca.
And if you like mezcal, that's from Oaxaca. That's something.
We're
Similar.
gonna talk about Oaxaca later. Oaxaca food, incredible.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
Not yet, but
I will take you.
wait in. Okay, and then another thing I forgot to say, birria is from Jalisco. Birria is amazing.
Birria, yes.
And let's see. Okay, I think we should talk about this guy now. Can you tell the people what this is?
That's a Mexican
Luchador.
luchador mask. I forgot the mask.
Okay.
That's a fighter mask. I mean, here in Mexico, the fights are really famous, and it's always since years, many years ago. Actually, kind of now, particularly now, like in this time, in this year, it's not so like popular than before.
Interesting.
Yes, I mean for the old generations, it was El Santo, Blue Demon, all of those.
Who?
Blue Demon.
Blue Demon?
Blue Demon.
He's like a famous luchador?
El Santo. Yes.
I've never heard about him. Tell me more. I'm interested.
I mean he's a fighter. I mean he was already dead.
Oh, he's dead. Oh wow. How long ago was this?
I don't know. Long ago.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's just. I mean maybe people think that the fights are more that they actually are in Mexico because you say like the fighter mask and everything. But yes, I mean since a few years from here, you just go like to the fights and it's like a really big mess, because you can't even throw your beer to the fighter.
Love it.
And yes, if the other fighter takes to the other one, you can punch him and slap him. A bit a million, but Mexicans like to do those kind of parties.
Yeah, I mean Mexican parties are known for being wild for sure.
Yeah, they're wild. So yes, I mean it's the representation because of the Mexican wrestling. But now it's not so common as before. There's no anymore famous Mexican wrestlers or anything.
Well, you mentioned beer. I'm gonna go get 2 beers. Tell us about Mexican beer.
Okay, Mexican beer. Interesting. Okay, well, I love beer. My favorite beer
It's true.
is Negra Modelo. I really like beer a lot. I can actually breakfast with beer every day. My favorite is Modelo, Negra Modelo. And I like beer. I don't know what to say.
All right, and here we have 2 beers. Since we're in Costa Rica, these are both Costa Rican beers. This one is Imperial. We both think this one's good. We tried Imperial Ultra today. I'm not even kidding. It tastes the same as Corona. I was really disappointed. I wish it was more original. And this one is Pilsen. How would you describe the taste of Pilsen?
Maybe I don't know. Let me try. This is warm, baby.
I know, no problema para mí.
It's warm. I mean, it's good, but it's warm, so.
That's true. That's my first time having warm beer in a long time. Not the same. No problem. Okay. Okay. Imperial is a lot better since it's cold.
Since it's cold, yes.
Okay, and what I will say is, I love Mexican beer. If you didn't know, Modelo is now the #1 beer in America, as I think it should be over American trash beers like Budweiser and Coors and Miller and all that stuff. I drank a beer today called Bavaria, and it tastes like some trash American beer. I hate it. Never getting that again. And I will say that I am proud to say that since I'm from Portland and we're all about craft beer, Mexico has a pretty cool craft beer scene. I like it a lot.
Yes, of course, my horse.
What do you think about the craft beer scene in Mexico?
I'm not a big fan because I love Modelo Negra. I mean, it's like my main.
Okay.
But yes, I like the different flavors because you can find any kind that you actually want.
Interesante. Mi novia es real mexicana.
Yes. I mean, if I can say something about me, that is, yes, I'm already Mexican. And
Okay. And I will say that. Oh, that's right. I saw. Unfortunately, they're sold out, but they had a beer made out of agave that I would love to try next time in Guadalajara.
Which one?
I don't remember the name, but it was an Andares.
Okay.
And that's another thing I want to talk about being in Jalisco. I was so blown away because in 30 minutes, you can go from like third world, dirt poor, to like Andares, which is like first world, almost like Dubai level rich in 30 minutes. It is so crazy.
Yeah.
I remember being in Tonal. I was only there once, and it was insane. It was like the Philippines, like with dirt roads and like cows in their front yard, and like it was dirty and just like unclean and just it was wild. And then like 30 minutes away is Andares with like Gucci and Louis Vuitton and like luxury cars and fancy restaurants, and it looks so futuristic, and I was blown away.
Yeah, actually, fun fact, Andares, that neighborhood, it's the most expensive of all Latin America.
I'm not surprised.
If you want to buy a property there, if you want to buy a piece of land, if you want to rent an apartment, that's the most expensive place of Latin America because it's really, really extremely fancy. I mean, if I say extremely fancy, as you say, it's like, I mean, it's like Dubai way, it's like New York way. I mean, it's like the most expensive place. And the most rich people of Guadalajara, of Jalisco, they live there. I mean, literally. There's like the mall, the biggest mall, and it's fancy. There's another mall one side, and between those malls, there's like a colony. How do you say like a place of apartments?
Oh yeah,
a
like
tower of
apartment
apartments,
building. Yeah,
like apartment building.
Yeah.
And a road and everything, and I mean, like literally, you go between those most amazing, fanciest malls to get into your house.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like the most expensive. I mean, the most rich people of even Mexico live there, or influencers, famous people. So yes, it's the most expensive place of all Latin America to live.
Muy interesante.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and since we're talking about Mexico, how many states in Mexico have you been to?
Interesante question. I mean, I've been in, first of all, Jalisco and all around. That I mean, Colima, Zacatecas, Aguascalientes. What else? Nayarit. We go up it up. Mazatlan. Mazatlan, Monterrey. Juarez. And then we go down San Luis Potosí. After that, Oaxaca. After that, Yucatan. It's just like all the Caribbean, or Cancun, Quintana Roo, and all that part, like the Caribbean way. It's not so big, and you are able to. I mean, you have a lot of time, but if you go like in a trip for a week, you are able to know all that place. So, did I say Michoacan, Guanajuato? Mexico City.
Okay.
What else? Toluca. That it's a really small one side of Mexico City. And I think that might be it.
And there's 32 total, right?
Mm-hmm.
I counted 16, so you've been a half.
Mm-hmm.
I'm impressed, yeah. And I've only been to 10 American states.
I will take him.
No problema. No problema. And I will say, to be honest, though, I mean, in America, I've been all the best states. I mean, no hate if you're from a flyover state, but it is what it is. Yeah. Have you heard about flyover states?
Flyover states?
Flyover.
Flyover states?
So a flyover state is like a state you only see from the airplane.
Oh.
like you said, you have family from Oklahoma. That's a flyover state. No one wants to go to Oklahoma. They only see it from the plane. They fly over.
That's mean. Mean for
Cierto. Okay, and so you said Jalisco is your favorite state. Of all the states that you've been to, which one would you say is your least favorite?
Ooh. Controversy.
No problem.
I don't like City of Mexico.
Okay. Tell us more.
It's just, I think that City of Mexico is just like a bigger Guadalajara. I mean, I love Guadalajara, obviously. But it's just, if I would just want to I just have to not go to anywhere. I mean, for me, go to City of Mexico is the same that being Guadalajara, but bigger. So it's not that it's bad or anything. It's just, it doesn't make a lot of sense to me because it's like Guadalajara.
Okay.
So I think, maybe like, it's just, I like a lot of, for example, Toluca doesn't have like a lot of things to do.
You said Toluca?
Toluca,
Tell us more about that state.
It's around Mexico City.
Okay.
It's not the place that you do a lot of things,
No?
No. And yes, I mean, there's a lot of things to do in a lot of the states, but I will say that City of Mexico is my least favorite because it's the same as Guadalajara, but bigger and a bit more dirty.
Interesante. Okay. So, if someone were to go to Mexico for the first time, where do you think they should go?
For the first time, to be honest, I will tell you to go to the Caribbean first. Like to know, no. I will say, first of all, to go, for example, to Guadalajara, but it's just, as you say, you don't need so much time to be there. I think that with 1 week in Guadalajara, you know everything, the country and the best places. So I think that you should go like first to a place like Guadalajara, City of Mexico, Oaxaca, to know about culture, about food and everything. After that, you should go to the Caribbean, Cancun, Quintana Roo, Yucatan, the pyramids. All the thing, it's beautiful and it's amazing. And I mean, there's things that a lot of people from around the world just came to Cancun just to know that. And it's really no. And I think that it worth it a lot. I mean, for example, here in Costa Rica, it's amazing, but I think that I'm pretty sure that there's no beaches here like there in Cancun. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. I haven't been to beaches in either yet. I mean, we plan on going to one tomorrow. But, I mean, I flat out agree. I mean, I totally think that if you're going to Mexico for the first time, you should go to Guadalajara, Mexico City, and Oaxaca. And I think that's because, I'm going to say something different, but it's because those are less touristy places. I mean, so many people I talk to, I'm going to Cancun, Tulum, Puerto Vallarta, Tijuana, Cabo. Those are like, that's not real Mexico. Those are all like tourist places. Like, I mean, most...
Not so much.
Okay.
Even there's a lot of tourists, but no, I mean,
Okay.
the Mexican essence, it's always there. I mean,
Mhm.
if you don't like a lot of tourists, I mean, it's not a problem. There will be always a Mexican smiling to you and say, buenos días, buenas tardes.
Okay, interesante. But the reason why I chose Guadalajara is, she's right, pretty girls, that's number one. And number two is because I wanted a real Mexican experience. I don't want to go to a place where I can pay with dollars, or a lot of people will be speaking English, or a lot of foreigners around. When I was in Guadalajara, including her, I only met 9 people that were fluent in English. And so I'm so glad I did this, but yo hablo español, yo uso Duolingo todos días, or todos días? Yeah. Para 3 meses. Yeah. Estoy conversacional en español. So I took the time to learn Spanish. It's really easy. You can do it too. Just hop on Duolingo. No problem.
He's smart.
Okay. What else? What I would say is that, as a Mexican, what do you think about America?
Okay, well, first of all, another funny fact. I've been working for Americans for the last 5 years of my life, I think. Well, I'm a translator, but I work for a law firm right now that is in Florida. And I used to work for Comcast. And I used to work for American Express. So, I mean, I worked for Americans for a few years. So, what I'm trying to say is I know Americans. Okay. So, first of all, going back a bit, that's what you say about Latinos being like rude in other parts of that it's not Latin America. That's right. I mean, for example, all the people that I spoke with, and it was like Latino. It's not like us, people that go to America. They change. I mean, it's okay if they go to do their lives and they change. I mean, it's okay. That's like the first problem. Like the people that it's Latino there, they just made the people like.
I'd say that they're not rude, they're just not friendly. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I love that in
They
Mexico.
love that touch. They lost that touch.
I totally agree. I love that in Mexico, you can go anywhere and just, especially if you know Spanish, you can just make friends. Like, or even anywhere in Latin America, you just make friends like that. Like, I've honestly never heard of, like, a lonely Latino in Latin America because it's so easy to make friends. But it's so interesting because that same Latino can move to America, even if they speak English, and be super lonely.
I know.
Yeah.
And also that's another thing that the most of Americans think about us, Mexico, that we all want to go there. We all want to go to America. It's our lives, our dream. And I mean, to be honest with you, before I met you, I never wanted to go in America. I mean, I know this year I met two countries. I mean, I went to Asia, traveled a bit. But, I mean, I never...
3 countries.
And now 3 countries.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, I never thought of going to America like a dream or something. I mean, I have my work, I have a life and everything. And I think that it's that. I mean, Americans, they always think that they have the best in everything, including actually you. You actually think that. Even though you don't like some kind of American attitudes, you're like that. Like, you deserve to have everything just to be American.
Interessante. Well, I will
just
say...
for being an American.
Well, I will say that...
No fans.
Oh, they'll take offense. They can cry about it. I really don't care.
Me
Well, I will say is that... Okay. Well, I will say... I'm going to have to do some cuts. But I will say is that... I don't know. I think that my city is different. And I will also say that things change fast. And... and yeah, and I will, yeah, right. So you said, and she's totally right, because before I went to Guadalajara, I was under the idea that something that all Americans are taught as propaganda is that like all Mexicans want to come to America, but that's just not true. I mean, you've told me before, but
it's just I think that the idea of going to America is to get a better life, and I understand that, but I mean. Okay, there's Mexicans that we actually have a good life.
Yeah,
surprise! I mean, like, I understand because a lot of people want to go there, but it's not only Mexican. It's from South America, Central America. Actually, Mexicans that want to cross are the most lucky ones because they just have to cross like half a country, but there's people that cross 5 countries, 3 countries.
Continents,
so
oceans, yeah.
Yes, I mean if you just think like a bit like, oh, people want to be American. No. There's full countries that they just want an opportunity, and America it's the only opportunity that they think they have. I mean, there's people that they come to from Central America and South America, and they stay in Mexico because they find an opportunity. There's people that they don't, that they just have to keep looking. So, I mean, that's the thing. And when an American say, oh, no, do not come to my fucking country because it's mine, because you're ruining it. It's like, I mean, America, it's a country made of immigrants. I mean, what happened in Florida when they didn't allow to go to the immigrants to work? Florida was about to crash. I mean, they allowed us to get again, but they already in another places working. That's the thing about Mexico. We go to war. That's why you say that there's so many homelesses in America because they give everything for free. Mexicans, we don't go to America to get things. Mexicans, they don't go to America to get things for free. They go to work and to have a life. And we are really work people. I mean, there's people that I know that they work for more than 20 hours. I mean, they don't rest. I mean, but they go to build their dreams there, and they have an opportunity. So I think that's how they should look. I mean, not like, oh, you're coming here to take me off my work. It's like, okay, no, I mean, you can come here because it's an opportunity for you to be different. So I think that's the thing. I mean, that's the mindset that I don't like. That people, Americans, think that immigrants go to take all the things. It's not. I mean, you know what I mean.
Yeah, and I will say it's different from every state. And so they might have that mindset in Florida, but in Oregon, they actually have the opposite mindset where it's like, we need more immigrants because there's literally like a labor shortage. Like literally every single business is hiring. And so like they need more workers, they need more people. Like even where I work in schools and things like that, they're always saying like, we need more people coming in.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the thing. There's work for everyone. There's opportunities for everyone. There's even work here. In Mexico, there's work for people, but I don't know. It's just you always know what you see. So they don't know anything else what they see. That it's just move until they find something.
And she brings up a great point because it's also interesting because all the people that I met that speak English, all of them except for her have been to America, and they all went by themselves, and they all said, yeah, America's nice, but like we work all day, and then it's more rules, it's not as fun, and sure we make money, but there's a lot of trade-offs. But in Mexico, you make less, but like life is chill. Like in Mexico, you can work for a day, you can finish, go get some tacos, go get some beers, party, and have a good time, and then if the cops bug you can just give them a little bit of cash and they'll leave you alone.
Don't say that.
Everyone knows.
Oh my god.
Everyone knows. Yeah, let's talk about that.
I mean, yes, but
Everyone talks about. Everyone knows there's corruption with police in Mexico. Have you had any experiences with that?
Yes, I mean, not me. I can't believe I'm going to say this. But I mean, the most like craziest experience that I have, because there's a lot of corruption in Mexico. I mean, we have the best people, maybe we have the best food, maybe, but we have the worst government ever, and the worst authority. So, for example, once there was we were in four of my friends. We're 4 girls, and we drink. But I mean, the one that it was driving, she just literally drank like 2 beers. But we were drinking in the car, so the cops came and we were scared. I mean, they cannot do anything. I mean, if you're there, just cop. They just have to come to the another police to the police that they take care of to make the test and everything. But we got scared, so we didn't have cash. So they say, okay, you don't have cash. There's an ATM here, 2 blocks. So let's go. They literally take us to the ATM, and they made my friend to withdraw her money off the account. She didn't have so much, but they took her like 900 pesos, something like that. But it was on her card. They literally took us to the ATM to withdraw the money.
I gotta say it's pretty bad.
For the corruption.
Does not happen in America. I know it happens in other countries, but not here.
Yeah, actually, a funny story, like a friend that it was about to be like extortionated, and he calls to his mom, and he was a German friend, and he calls to his mom, and his mom say like, "What the heck? Call to the police!" And the police was, extorted. It was, funny.
Yeah, I think it's funny. Okay, so what I think is really interesting about Mexico is vaqueros, or Mexican cowboys. Can you tell us about vaqueros?
I mean, yes. I mean, what you say about vaqueros is like literally the guy that has the hat and it's in a cow, But vaqueros, I mean, yes, they become from like really, really long time.
Is there like a
and
state?
The white horses.
Is there like a state with the most vaqueros?
Texas.
That's actually really funny. A state? How about a state in Mexico?
I guess Jalisco.
I actually have not seen a lot there. Except for the airport, we saw a lot there.
Okay, Mexico is not what everyone thinks. Not everyone is dressed up like it. Okay.
That's true. In America, I've only met a few, maybe like 5. and I think it's pretty interesting. Maybe I'll be one. Talvez. Talvez. Okay.
Here, have a
Hmm.
bucket already.
Interesante. Okay, so now I mentioned I was going to talk about Oaxaca. I love Oaxacan food. And that's another thing we should talk about too is that Mexico is so big and that there's so many different varieties and types and different ways to explore Mexico. She's from Jalisco. If you live in Oaxaca, it's a completely different life. The food is completely different. I mean, I think you told me
Like
before, even in
salmon.
Oaxaca, they speak different languages, right?
Yeah, it's just in Oaxaca. It's like a really, for example, it's a really, really cheap place, and it's beautiful. It has beautiful, beautiful beaches. Amazing. The people. It's just there's the thing that it's they live. They still part like in the jungle, and there's like all communities. Because Mexicans we have like a big lineage of all cultures, like a really, really old cultures like Maya, like Aztecas, Olmecas. So there's still a few communities in Oaxaca that they have been for years. I mean, obviously with the constructions, with everything, those communities have been placed to another. They have to move, for the big industries, whatever. But in Oaxaca, there's a place. There's still a few communities. They'll still talk all languages, and they food. It's amazing. They still use a lot of things to cure, like like handmade medicine, like herbs and everything, and it's really effective. So I mean, yes, it's like a place that you will find everything. It's cheap. It's beautiful. The food is amazing. So yes, I mean, it's like a place that keeps a lot of races from Mexico.
Right, and I will say that I do love Oaxacan food so much. Tlayudas are from Oaxaca. It's basically like a Mexican pizza. Amazing, incredible. I'm pretty sure guacamole is from Oaxaca. I love it so much. Tamales are from Oaxaca, I'm pretty sure. Mole is from Oaxaca. Mole is like almost like a dark chocolate cacao sauce. Incredible, amazing. So many different flavors. We went to Bruna, which is a crazy restaurant in Guadalajara with like an art gallery and everything. And we tried the mole sampler plate. Literally 10 different types of mole. Incredible, amazing. I love Mexican food so much. Okay, what else is in Oaxaca? Oh, that's right. What I want to say is that what's so interesting about Mexico is that in America, when you think of Mexico or think of Mexican people, a certain type of person comes to mind. But when you go to Mexico, that's just not true. I mean, there's like literally, it's almost like America where it's like every single type of person you can think of is Mexican. You can have people like my girlfriend, or you can have people like Oaxaca that look like Native Americans and everything in between. And people that are, but one thing is for sure, they're all short.
I'm not.
For a Mexican, yeah, you're not short. You're still shorter than me.
I mean, what the heck?
And then let's see. What else? What else should we talk about as far as Mexico? We should talk about boxing, right? Because a lot of famous boxers are from Mexico.
Oh, well, for example, Canelo.
Yeah, Canelo.
It's like the most famous fighter right now in the world.
Yeah.
The Will Spade. I mean, he was like he's a really nice guy. I've seen him a few times in Guadalajara.
You told me he's really short.
He's really short. He's like, I mean, I'm 167, 168, and he's like the same size as me, but just a bit, just like a few centimeters more.
Interesante.
Yeah. He was a really he was from Guadalajara, and he was like a really poor colony. He was a really, really poor guy.
He's from Jalisco, right?
He's from Guadalajara, yeah, from Jalisco. And he made the promise that he will be really famous, blah, blah. And now he's one of the most richest guys ever in the world. For every fight, he earns like $200 million.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Like a ridiculous amount of money just for 2 minutes. I mean, and if you see him and if you talk like him, he will be like, "Que pedo, güey." I mean, he's like really humble. I haven't seen him in a while, but when I saw him, he was like, buenas noches. He was like educated, and he has like a lot of charity. He has like one of the biggest donations in a place called Nariz Roja, Red Nose, that it's for for children with cancer. He has supported a lot of charity, and I think he's amazing. I think that sports in Mexico are not so valued because the government doesn't put. They prefer to steal that money instead of invest on our athletes. But there's a lot of people they always try to do like him that they do something really big because we are working.
I totally agree. I mean, like soccer or football is very popular in Mexico, and I think that there could be a lot more pros if they invested more into it. I mean,
Yeah.
even when I've seen in America, whenever you see like soccer or football, there's like a ton of Latinos and Mexicans, and a lot of my Mexican friends from like high school and things like that, they all play football and stuff like that, which I think is really interesting. And oh, that's right. Another thing I want to talk about is Mexico is the weather. Like as an American, when you think of Mexico, you think about like the desert, you think of like a cactus and things like that. You think about it being like super hot. I fell for this. Don't fall for this. Like when I went to Mexico, I didn't bring a single hoodie. I didn't bring a single pair of pants. And then when I got there, it was the rainy season, and so I literally saw floods. I saw like rain up to my knees. I was cold. I couldn't believe it.
Rain
It was
season is crazy.
it was insane. And then you mentioned the jungles in Oaxaca too. So like, I mean, Mexico has like basically every kind of climate you can think of except for snow, right?
Exactly.
Mhm.
I mean, in the north, it might be possible to snow, but I mean, maybe like one per year or something like that. It's not too often.
¿Tú eres cansada?
No, poquito,
¿Tu mente?
poquito.
Interesante. Okay. We might have to wrap up soon. Mi novia necesita dormir.
It's just dehydrated today.
Yeah, we had a crazy day. Interessante.
We can make the second part tomorrow.
Benito. Boy. Well, I think we're almost done.
It's okay.
We're almost done. Okay, so what are some things?
I don't know. It's fluffy.
What are some things that you think people should know before they go to Mexico?
First of all, that you will always find someone to help you. That if you're lost or something, you just have to like try to ask. And I think that always someone will be able to help you. Find a plan. Do not see like a bad place and stay there for many time. Make a plan.
Okay.
Have a schedule and I mean, yes, I think that any person that goes to Mexico, it will spend a really good time. I really recommend you to go.
Oh, I think every American should go, especially because the things that we're told about Mexico versus reality is just flat out not true. Now that I've been to Mexico, it's my second favorite country. I mean, the food there, you can see my reaction. I love it so much. I love it so much. The food in Mexico alone is a reason why you should go there. Like, the only meal I was disappointed in was Italian food. But aside from that, if you stick to just Mexican food, you can have some of the best food of your life for like dirt cheap. You can find amazingly beautiful women like me, in Guadalajara. I mean, I literally think Mexico has something for everyone. And if you're gonna go to Guadalajara or Jalisco, learn Spanish. But if you're gonna be like a typical American, just go to like a tourist spot and you'll be fine.
It's okay if you don't speak Spanish. You can still go.
To Guadalajara? Oh, that's something we should talk about is Mexican slang. So, growing up in California, I heard a lot of it. So, what does no mames mean?
No mames, it's like... it's like... How can I explain? It's like a... No mames is like, no way.
Mm-hmm.
Like... It's not possible,
Mm-hmm.
or,
I'll give you an example. I remember one time I was in high school, and one of my Mexican friends said to another friend, like, I'm going to get an A on this. And he's like, no mames.
Yeah, it's like, no way. It's like, I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's like, I mean, you actually say no mames already, so.
Because I've been around you, and you like it. So. Okay, and you also said way, which is funny. That's another Mexican slang.
Way, it's
Yeah.
just way. It's like a way to be, you know. It's like
Interesante.
you way. Everyone can be way,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like I don't know if you already saw a video. Like there's a guy, like a Mexican guy that it's like saying, "Oh, niggas," and you know, and
That's like every Mexican in America.
yeah, and he say like, "Oh, niggas," and the American guy goes like behind him, and he's like, "What did you say? Did you say nigga?" And Mexican guy he say like, "What? No, no, no. I'm Mexican. I can say nigga way." And he said, "Oh no, no, it's correct." You know, it's like you know, way is like a way to be. It's like you weigh. I mean.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot say that to your mom, but you can use it.
I can't because she doesn't know what it means.
I mean, if you want to, you can do it. I not recommend.
Okay. So there's no mamas, there's way. I'm trying to think. That's one I don't really use. I might have to start using that. What else? What else is some Mexican slang? Tell us some.
Like for example, like chinga tu madre, like
Chinga tu madre. I've seen that. I don't know what that means. What is a chinga?
Well, it's like fuck your mom. No. Fuck you. Fuck. It's like a really bad way to say fuck you. You
So
know?
chinga is fuck.
Chinga. It's just chinga means things. I mean, for
Interesante.
it's just you can use chinga like for example, someone that it's working.
Mm-hmm.
You can say like, "Oh, what are you doing?" Chingándole, like I'm working.
Chingándole, interesante.
Yeah, like I'm
to
working.
To me, chinga sounds like a food.
Or chinga can be like fast, like in chinga. Like do it fast in chinga. Like
not rapido, but chinga. But you say that like
chinga,
an insult.
but it has to be like en chinga. Chinga.
Do it in fast.
Do it in fast. Hazlo en chinga. Así en chinga.
Okay.
Rápido. You know.
And it is interesting because like I've talked to people from other Spanish countries, and they almost describe Mexican slang as like dirty Spanish. Like they don't like it. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it's just we talk like really dirty. Yeah, I'm sure. For example, like we met like a guy from Chile the other day, and he says like, no mames, I love Mexico. Chinga tu madre, no mames, putas. And he literally say fuck you to me like 10 times, and
as
he was
joke,
so excited.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I don't mind, but I mean, yes, all the most typical things that Mexicans, bad words like chinga tu madre, no mames, a la verga.
A la verga?
Yes.
What does that mean?
Well, it's verga, it's dick.
Verga is
It's
dick?
like the most, how can I say? Like the most wrong way to say dick.
Oh, most dirty way?
Yeah, like the most dirty way.
I didn't know that because like verga to me sounds so close to verde. Interesante.
Yeah, so verga, it's like fuck you up. Like vete a la verga, it's like go.
And then of course there's all the other ones like puta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Yeah. Interessante. Is there anything else you want to tell the people? I have no idea how long we've been going for.
Me neither. Crazy. Yes, I mean it's just Mexico, it's nice. People is nice. Food is nice.
All I know is tu eres cansada. I need to take care of you.
Hey! Stop you! But yes, I'm pretty sure that he would go, if anyone was to go to Mexico, they would love it. They want to live there. And still a woman.
Yeah, so if a guy wants to go to Mexico, can they get a pretty girl like you? Is it possible for another guy?
I guess they should try.
Not you personally, but like someone pretty just like you.
What? I mean, not me, obviously.
Yeah, like I mean, if someone wants to go to Mexico, can they get a pretty girl that looks like you?
I think the show they just have to be nice and talk English.
Oh, don't be toxic. That's my advice. Because to a guy that wants a Mexican girl, don't be toxic.
Oh yes, if you just want to go with a Mexican girl, you just have to talk Spanish. Because most of I have all of my friends. Most of my friends they speak English, but there's not even though my friends speak English, they cannot go out with a guy that that only speak English.
Interesting.
So they are not able to have a conversation. At least they're drunk. So if you want to, yes, you need to know Spanish.
So if I didn't know any Spanish, would you have said no?
I know English. Okay, to the part.
Mi novia es la mijo.
Even though you don't know Spanish, I know English.
Mi español está bien.
Yes, your Spanish is good, but I know English, so
See?
you don't need it.
Adios.